Oi oi, what's on guys? Cuz Crypto here with another video. As you can see today, markets have bounced back a little bit. So everything that's been announced with the ceasefire between Iran and Israel, since that, and obviously a lot of people going short on Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin came back up to 106,000 about 12 hours ago, but now is around $105,237. So again, on the 24 hourly, nearly at 4%, so looking very bullish now, and a kind of change in sentiment in the market. So I can see fear and greed was at 38 yesterday, so a lot more fearful, but now we're coming to a more neutral stance again at 47. So great to see the market starting to make a little bit of a turnaround, and great news to hear that there has been a ceasefire undergoing between Iran and Israel. Altcoin season still at 16. So no, it's still in the Bitcoin season. Nowhere near, altcoins are nowhere near kind of at their kind of full potential at the minute, and the market cap of the cryptocurrency space is at 3.25 trillion. So obviously about a couple of days ago when Bitcoin did hit down to about 98,000, the cryptocurrency space is at 3.11 trillion. So already we've added 140 billion dollars worth of liquidity to the cryptocurrency space, which buzzing. So just looking as well, Ethereum trading at $2,400 over, and 7% on the daily up. Again, on the weekly, we are still down slightly, but again, like I said, over the last 24 hours, because of the more positive news going through kind of, the world at the minute, and fear in the cryptocurrency space has reduced. People are buying back into their all their coins. So Ethereum up 7%. XRP up 9%, trading at $2.17. Again, XRP wicked down to about $1.92, I think it was. I'll have a look in a minute, but again, trading up, back up to a good level. I mean, on the weekly, we're still only down under 1%, so XRP's come back really strong. BNB up nearly 3.5%, trading at $637. And then Solana it came up to $145, but again, up just over 7.5% on the daily. So as you can see here, guys, I mean, SUI, even on the daily, up nearly 12.3%. So trading at nearly $2.80. Same with Chainlink, 11.25% on the daily. We're coming back to our weekly average near enough on most cryptocurrencies. We've bounced right back, guys. Like I said, buying the dip. Again, nothing's financial advice in this video, just a guy that loves cryptocurrency and loves to chat. But if you bought the dip, you're not doing bad. We'll check that on the charts in a minute and see how much, if you put £1,000 in, how much you would have made. And even Ethereum, 11.6%. And then Aave and BitTensor Tau, 14% and 15.5% for BitTensor. Looking absolutely amazing with the bounce back. So looking at the Bitcoin chart on the daily here, we closed, 105,000 over 105,500. So again, we're on the daily above the 50 and 200 day EMA, and holding that level of support now on the daily at the minute. Obviously, since the news, we come down again from that kind of 20 foot, we're at 106,000. We wick down to 98,200. That's a 7.6% reduction just in a matter of 2 days. But now we have bounced back up, and from here all the way back up to here, we are back up. We wicked up to 106,000. So holding that 106,000 is going to be a level of resistance for us with Bitcoin now. Again, we wicked up to that, but again, holding now above 7%, we're back up. So even if with Bitcoin, if you put £1,000 into Bitcoin at these lows, again, if you catch the low perfectly, not everyone can do that. You can't read the market. So let's say even you come from, let's say you get to in at 99,000, you come back up to where we are now, you're up 6%. So 6%, £1,000, you're up £60. Great. But again, from looking at it, I mean, this kind of low with all the bearish sentiment around kind of what was going on, possibly as low as we could go. again, guys, you never know. We could whip back down to 100,000, maybe to 97,000 in the next couple of weeks or so. You never know. But from the way things are looking, a good strength, obviously, on this day. Depending how today goes as well, if we break above 106,000 to then range between 106 to that all-time high. Again, over the last couple of weeks, we did wick up to get up to about 110,000 on the daily. But whether we go between that range of 106 to 110,000 now, definitely a possibility. But right now, it's about holding that 105,000 level, which is very vital for Bitcoin to hold. Just because it will show more strength then, because now fear has reduced and there's less uncertainty now. Hopefully price action will be better. And then looking at Bitcoin dominance, we have come down a little bit, haven't we? So we've come down from literally near enough 66% all the way down to 65.15%. We're now at 65.3%, still quite high. Again, altcoins have bounced back nicely, so that's that little bit of drop off, but obviously Bitcoin has bounced really nicely as well. So because, like I said, Bitcoin holds a large amount of the cryptocurrency space market. So like I said, the whole cryptocurrency space market cap was at 3.25 trillion, was it? Let's double check. Yeah, 3.25 trillion. And Bitcoin, actually, if we just look now, Bitcoin has nearly 2.1 trillion of that. So if 2.1 trillion of 3.25 trillion is around, is 65.3%. It's all here. But once this starts breaking down a bit more, we know that obviously Bitcoin's price will go up. But remember, like I said, Bitcoin's not as volatile as altcoins. So if your altcoins start performing really well, so if Bitcoin, let's say Bitcoin goes up 7%, some of your altcoins might go up, your higher altcoins in the top 10 might go up 10, 12%, and then your top 20 to 50 could go up between 15 to 25%, because again, that volatility, you see those spikes. But remember, guys, if Bitcoin comes down 10%, expect a large amount of volatility in your altcoins, especially as you go down the rankings or the value in the cryptocurrency market. So for example, Bitcoin goes down 10%, your XRP might go down 15 to 20%, and then if you go down to SUI, that could be 25%, and then even into like your 50 coins, they could go down another like 25, 30, 35%. So you can't really predict it, but again, if you're going to hold those coins, just stomach the volatility. That's all I will say. And then Ethereum. So looking at Ethereum on the daily, we closed above 2,400, which is great. But realistically with Ethereum, we managed to wick above 2,450, but it's to get back into that $2,500 range for Ethereum to show good signs of strength. I mean, Ethereum now, let's say from that low wick down to 2,100, gosh, and we came all the way up to here, 15% we came up. So looking at that, so again, 14% up at the minute. Like I said, Bitcoin again, so from that low wick all the way up, we went from here all the way up to here. So again, 7%. Ethereum, you're looking at 15%, was it? Yeah. So 16%. So again, a lot more more of a pump in percentage with Ethereum, but like I said, that's an altcoin. Still has a large market cap, but the market cap is 7.5 times smaller than Bitcoin's. So goes to show the size of Bitcoin. And with XRP, again, got my bags of XRP. The accumulation is ridiculous with XRP. It's kind of holding within a range. Like with the news, everything came down. XRP came down to $1.90. So I thought it was $1.92, so $1.90. So let's go from that low. Remember, Bitcoin's about 7%. So similar to Ethereum. Again, XRP's market cap is about half the size of Ethereum's. So again, Ethereum's 290 billion. So you're looking at nearly 3 times, actually, so 2.6, let's say, times smaller than Ethereum's. So it's at just shy of 130 billion. Ethereum is at 291 billion. So a significant way to go. But with Tether at the minute, it's at all-time highs. So obviously people are minting more Tether, meaning there's more bullishness in the market because they're minting it to then put into your Bitcoins, your Ethereums, your XRPs, and possibly other altcoins as well. And then let's look at Solana as well. So Solana currently, again, we closed just below that kind of $145 range on the daily. For Solana to show good strength, we want to get back up into that $145 plus range, and then start to try and battle with the $165 level of resistance. Once we break through that resistance, I feel the 180 is then, again, we battled that quite a bit throughout kind of May. But if we get past that $180 range, bang, psychological resistance of 200, we'll break through that, and then all of a sudden you see Solana really starting to take off. But again, when that happens, it'll be looking like following Bitcoin a bit, then altcoins will follow. So Ethereum, I think, will push on a little bit, and then your XRP and Solana, and then altcoins will follow with that as well. And like I said, increase volatility down if you reduce your value of your coin, volatility goes up. But if we see these pumps, your altcoins can pump quite a bit. I'm not saying all altcoins will pump, it's just saying that certain altcoins, possibly with some utility, and some might just pump. You cannot predict what is going to pump. Also, it depends what the team's like behind the coin, and depends how much work they're doing. But if you go down the number 250 altcoin in the ranking in the cryptocurrency market, it might pump, it might not. But again, that volatility will be extremely high. So with Solana, let's have a look as well. See what we wicked down to $126, and now we're back up. We waked up to 146. So a 16% increase as well, similar to XRP and Ethereum, and even on the RSI as well. Again, we're coming in to neutral territory. We're not being overbought or oversold. So brilliant to see. So Hedera, we're going down the rankings here. So again, Solana's about a 80 billion market cap, 76 billion. I'm off a little bit. So going to Hedera, Solana is a 76 billion. Hedera is a 6.5 billion. So Hedera is 11.5 times smaller in value in comparison just to Solana, okay? But if we look here from how much Ethereum pumped from this low, literally wicked down to that 12.5 cent range, which was again the same as when the tariffs occurred. So seen as a lot more volatility, but guys, look, 23% recovery. So if you put £1,000, let's say, at that low, okay, again, can't call it, but at that low, you're up £230. All right, let's say if you even get to, you want a bit of security, say, okay, we're back above 13 cents, let's say, bang. Okay, you're watching it and then it comes up, you're up 18%. Well, right now, you're up 15.5%, but let's say you got that wick, 18%, but 15.5% at the minute. So still, like I said, that volatility coming down. So, I mean, even coming from that 11th, let's go for, where was it, from the 20th. So Bitcoin sold off about 6.5%, 7%. Yeah. Look at that, 17% for Hedera. So like I said, guys, you go down the rank, you get more volatility. Let's have a look at Sui a minute. So Sui at the minute coming back strong. Again, wicked below. We came down to $2.29, was it? Yeah, $2.29. Starting to see a bit of a, again, nice bit of strength with Sui, and Sui does bounce back quite well. Look, 26% at the highs from low, right down to the wick low to the wick high. But now, currently 21, nearly 22% up. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic to see the strength there with Sui, and Sui as well. Still below its 250-day EMA, so we could probably start to see it trying to test those levels, especially the 200. And currently the RSI, so we're still in a bit of oversold territory. So if we come neutral, price could spike up a little bit. But yeah, currently Sui going strong as well. And then another one I want to look at as well is just BitTensor Tau. So BitTensor Tau looking very strong here at the minute. Even on today's candle, green, whereas others haven't been. And literally going from this low of 286, what a price, to the highs of around, so nearly 27%. I mean, not bad. I managed to get some BitTensor Tau at the lows. What I did is because I seen a significant amount of volatility in the sense of BitTensor dropped quite a bit, and I feel like the project is good within itself because it's obviously AI and deep in. I traded literally about about £100 worth of my XRP into BitTensor Tau because I've got loads of XRP. I haven't got much BitTensor Tau, and I just wanted to spread it across a little bit. BitTensor Tau's Market cap's around 2.8 billion, I think it is. Let's go back. I mean, we looked at it just a minute ago. No, 3 billion now. So 3.1 billion. So XRP's market cap's 128 billion. I was like, okay, well, how about I've got already quite a lot of XRP. I'll just put a little bit into my towel. Again, I'm keeping my bags, but just trying to I'm not shifting loads over. It's just a little bit over. But again, good call from my behalf, because BitTensor Tau seen a significant pump. And from those low prices, I was like, from where XRP was when I sold it into BitTensor Tau, I was quite happy in the sense of XRP was still at a right price for what it was doing. BitTensor Tau was a lot lower than, again, it dropped significantly more. So I just put money into it. But yeah, looking at everything though, guys, I mean, what else have we got here? So even Aave. So Aave at the minute, you're looking at holding really well from those lows. Again, £1,000 into here, bang, up 23.5%. So not bad. But guys, let's go into the news and let's go see what's going on. So obviously, Bitcoin at the time claimed its price is pumped again. Obviously, because as Trump calls for peace within Iran, and the ceasefire is set to happen. It should be happening now. And obviously the amount of liquidations of shorts, which we're going to look up in a minute, and positive news as well around housing, in the sense of the Federal Housing Finance Agency will study how crypto holdings affect mortgage qualifications. A move led by new director Bill Plute, a long-time Bitcoin investor. So basically, whether you hold, obviously if you hold cryptocurrency and most of your capital in cryptocurrency, you're not going to, at the minute, qualify, especially in the UK at the minute, definitely, for a mortgage, just because you haven't got actual fiat capital. So fiat, like I said, is your US dollar, your UK pound, whatever it might, whatever currency you use in your country. The UK, if I, let's say, hold, I have one Bitcoin, let's say, for example, I absolutely don't, because I'm skint in comparison to most if they hold Bitcoin. You're looking at them being like, okay, I've got £100,000 worth of a asset. Sorry, £80,000 worth of an asset. That'd be dollars. You're then looking at having that amount, but you're not able to put into a mortgage because you're holding it. But you might have £5,000 in your bank, let's say. So that would be enough to put down for a deposit for a house, for the banks to justify giving you a loan to buy a house. So you need, again, 5 to 10% of a house deposit. So for example, if you want a 2-bed house in the UK today, you're looking at, especially where I am around here in the southwest, you're looking at £250,000 to £275,000 for a 2-bed house. So I'd need between about around £20,000 to £25,000 of pure fiat cash, in the bank, whatever it might be, to get that house deposit. So with my crypto holdings, I'm doing a bit better than fiat. So then if you take into consideration, mortgages will be better. But again, that's currently in the US at the minute. In the UK, nothing's going on there. And then if we look at the Coinbase app, guys, currently today, it's 349th in all apps and 24th in the financial apps. So again, guys, all I'm looking here is when I start to look at taking profits from my cryptocurrency, when people are, at the minute, no one's interested about cryptocurrency because it isn't doing much, even though Bitcoin's near all-time highs. Altcoins, again, aren't performing nowhere near as well at the minute. But again, we're not in an alt season. And a lot of retail aren't here at the minute, meaning, again, people are not interested. So when you see this, for me, and again, not financial advice, but it's a perfect times to buy where, apps, the Coinbase app isn't downloaded very much. People aren't interested. That's where you can make most of your money. So obviously when people become interested, while more liquidity comes in, all of a sudden then you're thinking, okay, people are coming in, downloading the Coinbase app because it's a lot easier to use, it's a lot more user friendly. And then when it gets into all apps at like top 20, and in the finance apps it's like top 3, wow, you're looking then at, okay, well maybe I should be selling my bags because there's so much bullish sentiment around it. When people and the news and everyone is bullish, that's when you want to be, I'm not saying bearish, but it won't go up forever. So you need to start thinking, okay, I need to start taking some profit, because you don't want to watch that, load of cryptocurrency go back down, because that would be very depressing. And round trip it, because you're here to, you're working hard, you're researching every day, you're looking at the markets, whereas your average person probably isn't, because well, you know, they're not interested because they don't see any bullish sentiment behind it. But that's where you guys who are doing all the work every day, all the graft, make sure you take some profits. Have a good time. You know, you can take it. You know, for example, you've got your holdings. They might pump another 20%, but at least you took profits. It could pump another 20%, come back down 40%, and then you take profits. You're not making as much then. All right. So again, I'm taking 20% here and there, but I know certain times when I will be taking it. And then let's look at Bitcoin liquidity at the minute. So let's have a look again, refresh it. Let's have a look here. So on the daily now, bang, look at market sentiment. So we are 4.5 billion of longs. So again, 4.5 billion's worth of longs, meaning Bitcoin. People are anticipating Bitcoin's price to go up. Again, they want the bias in the market. If you see these green candles, people get that more comfort of like, okay, it's green, let's buy in, it's going up. That's the sentiment right now. People are going long. So for example, even if the price comes back down, so 4.5 billion total longs back down to 94,500 near enough. So 4.5 billion, guys, 3 billion could be liquidated, or you know, stop losses hit at 101,000. Again, you've seen Bitcoin come down. Obviously that was due to kind of new sentiment and all this, but it's absolutely possible. So if Bitcoin even comes back down today again, people can get liquidated. But because of that bias at the minute, we've seen that big green candle yesterday where Bitcoin literally went from, 99,000 yesterday to about 106,000. You've had an increase of $7,000 of Bitcoin's price. People are going, okay, we got to get in. So yeah, some people might be getting in at around 103, 104 to get that kind of confirmation bias of like price going up. But shorts, look at that, 2.4 billion. So a lot less shorts. So these people here are anticipating the price of Bitcoin coming down. A lot less people. So again, I try to go against the markets a little bit and what people are doing, because usually, like again, when it went to 98,000, people were a lot more short there. So it was, the shorts were a lot higher. And again, if I had the capital to put in, I would have put it in. But again, I didn't have any to put in. So, but let's say if I managed to put £100 into, I don't know, what was it, HBAR, and it came back up 26%, I'll be back up £26. And let's say it went from 12.5 cents, and let's say it hits its all-time high of this cycle at about 40 cents. That's 3.2 times the amount. So if it reaches that, I'd have made £320 off that, £225, apologies, off that £100 added on. So I'd have had £325 altogether from that £100. But again, it's just the way things go. But again, guys, go against the market sometimes. Look into the news, what they're saying. If it's bearish, look at what the charts are saying. I mean, again, guys, as well, oil. Most likely when, wars might happen or anything like that, oil usually surges. So oil was coming up a little bit just because of the sentiment and all that. But it didn't, again, we seen on that day around a 5% increase. But now, guys, from the news about the ceasefire and all that, oil prices have they went all the way down to 16.5% and now currently down 14%. So oil's back down. The S&P 500 as well. So top 500 stocks in the US market. I mean, I'm trying to even get a percentage measure here, but like even going back from a week ago, we came back down 1.5%. We're basically level. We are basically level. So the S&P 500 has not budged, even from the news around Iran and Israel prior, didn't budge a bit, and the Nasdaq as well didn't really budge. So just look at the charts, guys, as well. Around the markets, as well as obviously crypto markets get hit a lot more because, again, the volatility. But markets, again, with the tariffs back in April, I mean, you look at the S&P 500, look at this. I mean, going from those lows on was it around the 7th? Yeah, 7th of April, all the way up to here. And for the S&P 500 to go up nearly 25% is obscene. Obviously, the market security there is so much more. But again, guys, this is something we've got to look at and just keep an eye on. Look at the markets rather than the news all the time. And if you can buy those dips when you can, we're still in a bull market. Bitcoin dominance is still at market highs, this bull cycle highs. Okay, the last time it was here, it was February 2021 when we started to see Bitcoin take off, and then altcoins followed soon after. And around February to March 2021, the Bitcoin dominance absolutely tanked it from 73% down to 39.5 or 39.8%. Okay, guys. So, like I say, if we zoom out on the bigger picture here, going out like this, if we go all the way back to 2021, again, not all bull markets are the same, but the principle of the fact that when a bull market is happening, you know for a fact that when Bitcoin dominance comes down, right? So it came down right here from 73.6% near enough, all the way down to, let's zoom out a little bit more, all the way down to 39.8%. All right, guys, so looking at that, I mean, over a matter of how many days was that? So that high, so that low was 136 days. So you're looking at around 4 and a bit months. Okay, and that's what happened there. So obviously Bitcoin's market cap then was only 39.8% of the whole cryptocurrency space. Whereas right now, guys, what is it? It's at 65.26. So again, altcoins are not performing well as well as Bitcoin at the minute, but doesn't mean it's not going to happen. And I mean, guys, look at Coinbase, Coin market cap. Alt season is at 16, so we're in a Bitcoin season again, and fear and greed's back to neutral. So we're in a place, guys, where it could be we can make a lot of money here, but again, it's about being smart of it and having a stomach for it. So okay, just again, none of this is financial advice. It's just again, a guy loves cryptocurrency, loves to chat, but I have my plan, and I'm going to be doing what I am doing going forward. And again, guys, look, Say up 48%. I mean, I look at Say quite a bit, so I hold a bit of Say, not a significant amount, but I mean, guys, if you bought at the lows, where are we going to? So if we bought at those, where's the low there? So again, we had a bit of market sentiment, good, but even if we bought down these lows here, look at this on Say, I think it's going to be about literally 100% near enough, isn't it? 80% right now. That's that, guys. That's in 7 days. Incredible. Anyway, that's me, guys. Have a lovely rest of your week. I'm off to work soon because I've got to make those, I say dollars, but pounds. But yeah, look after each other, look after cryptocurrency. Again, I do mine in a Tangent wallet, not even sponsored by them. I just hold my cryptocurrency in a cold wallet because I'd rather it be my own than exchanges, and I know it's mine and it's safe. All right, guys, have a lovely week, and I'll catch you next one. Have a good one.